degrees, I left that jacket in my
Bill,
closet.
I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Hey, look, came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she? Laying game like 2D. I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip. Black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend. You
Hey, what's going on, Ricardo?
No, I'm dead, right? Leave it early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the
1
head
second,
right.
guys, just making sure everything is up and running.
All in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for. Hitting the target I aim for. We've been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty. Really, it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property. They come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight
Bill, I'm in
land.
the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told.
What's going on, everybody, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. I'm just really popping up. I'm just kind of popping up just to see everything's working, fine or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we can do a quick stream just to kind of catch up on things. Man, my bad that my Twitter account got, I don't know, man. I'm just hashtagging stocks that I talk about, and they ended up shutting me down and reporting my account as spam. So, oh man, I'm really pissed off because, I was really on the roll. I'm pretty much 11 for 11 right now. So if you guys got a moment, I'm going to put it in the chat room. That's my new Twitter. Go ahead and follow that. Shout out to the people over at Work, WOORKE.com, where you can buy Twitter accounts, YouTube accounts. You can buy basically anything to boost your social media. They hooked me up with a new Twitter account because I think I'm like on my fourth one, and like all the numbers that I have pretty much been taken. So shout out to the people over at Work. So let's catch up with some stocks, man. Look, I put out a pretty good envelope trading indicator on a couple of my last videos. If you've been one of the people who've been using it, it's been pretty helpful as we, at least on this hourly chart, we've been starting to see the market lose a little bit of steam here. I want to go over some of the tickers you guys are looking at. It's been a crazy 8-9 months, man. It's been a crazy 8-9 months. Been through a lot through the family side, my personal life. The market has really just been on autopilot. I've honestly been really impressed. I've been really impressed. For the longest, I've been possibly calculating a 5 or even a 10% correction, and we never got it. We never really got it since COVID, and that just is indicative of how much money they've really thrown at this guy. Shout out to everybody in the chat room: Kenny D, Big Ankh, Juan Diaz, Donnell, YouTube Beats, Alex Montez. What's up, Alex, man? Yeah, I finally got on. But yeah, man, I mean, there's so much money, man. There's so much liquidity in this marketplace that, people are saying that this shot is the high. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. We're still at 0% Fed funds rate. We've got the government ready to print another couple $1 billion. We've got Biden in office now, pretty much. I mean, I know Trump is still trying to do what he's got to do, but if he's smart, he'll just go back to the lab and make fun of things while they happen. And we know, Biden isn't going to do anything really substantial for his base. So he can come back. Trump can come back in 4 years. If he's healthy, it'll be an easy W. So I don't know what he's trying to fight for. And, just go back to the lab, man. I don't know what all that hoo-ha he's doing right now is about. But let's get to these charts, man. What are you guys looking at? You guys know I'm pretty much SBX right now because it is by far, in my opinion, the most, the easiest product I think I've ever traded. The easiest product I think I've ever traded. YouTube Beats. The name of that song is called XV Rusin. I'll put it in the chat room for you. I'll put it in the chat room for you here if I could. Wavy Russin? I don't know what that is. Let me see. Wavy Russin. Yeah, I don't know. I just found it on Epidemic Beats. That's kind of where I get all my music for my YouTube. All right. Let me take a look at what Kenny D put in the building here. Pfizer. A lot of people are talking about the pandemic or the shot, because I can't use the V word here, but why don't we just go ahead and all invest into Pfizer and all that? But you got to understand, outside of America, they're giving the shot for free. They're losing money on it. That's why the stock is shit. That's why, Pfizer is going to save the world, and the stock was down today 5% because they're giving it away for free outside of the United States of America. All right. So does somebody know how much the shot is going to cost? I think for right now, basically every insurance carrier is covering it. And please believe the only reason they're covering it because it's going to look bad if they don't cover it. Eventually, there will be a point in time where they're not going to cover this thing. They're just doing it now because it's embarrassing for them if they don't do it. But please believe they don't want to pay for this thing. If you're an adult, insurance company, they don't want to pay for anything. They just want to take your payment every month. All right. But that's why the stock looks the way it does right now. They're going to be giving it away for free. So I don't see any interest, in purchasing Pfizer as a long-term investment here. You've got another 3 or 4 in the pipeline. You got the Monero one that's Monero. You got the Moderna one that's waiting for FDA approval. So, you got several copycats out there. Also, RNA vaccines that change your DNA or implant you with DNA. So there's a lot of things coming down the loop, man. It's just not. I just don't see what's the thesis. To make money, right? To make money. Nobody's really looking to make money on this thing. Let me see here. I really want to look at what Kenny Dutton kind of slapped on the chart because he kind of put out some tickers first. And again, I hope my colors aren't bothering you too much. Again, it's just, looking at stocks that are kind of beyond the trading range using ATR, and then stocks that are kind of coming back into the loop. mRNA doing really well this past November. And actually doing really, really well. Coming back to the money line here. Doing really well there. Who's MO? Altria? Okay. That's the cigarette company, right? Used to be called Philip Morris, if I'm right. Again, looking pretty good on the hourly chart. Let me go a little bit further out here. Okay, so when we look at the weekly, doesn't look too pretty. But obviously, in the short term, things look like they had been changed, going in a different direction. But as you can see here on the weekly chart, this has been quite bearish, and it just hasn't been able to translate that short-term gain into long-term, real shareholder value. As you can see here, looking like a great short sometime in 2017. Again, weekly, any higher time frame contains more information, is a better opportunity for you to make some money on. Let me take a quick call real quick. 812, you're on the air. What's up? 812, you're on the line. All right. Okay. Call up and didn't say nothing. I'll let you go. Gotta let you go, fam. Can't hold up the show. Can't hold up the show. Let me see. I don't know if you didn't hear me or not, but looks like let me see here. All right. Let me see if maybe, I don't know if it was on my side or not. I don't know if you guys could even hear him, but I didn't hear anything. Canadian stock MMED. Let's take a look at it. Oh, okay. This is all right. One of them over the counter type of things. Well, it's not over the counter, but it's just. Yeah, I mean, look, is this a marijuana play? What is this? I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna. Shout out to you if you're already in this. Shout out to you if you're already in it. Let me look at the U.S. side of things. This is what trades on the OTC markets. Again, very impressive. And, of course, I don't know if there's some promoters involved in it, but, look, promoters always win. Promoters pretty much always win. And I have no doubt that, if you kind of go back to the days of April and June, you might find some emails floating out about this stock. And shout out to everybody who was involved in that, because it's clear that they did very, very well. Good volume, too. They're bringing in quite a bit of volume. Shout out to you, Kenny D. Big Onk, you said you're not even taking it even if the insurance cover it. But here's the thing, though, man. I mean, I'm going back and forth with it as well, bro, because if I don't take this shot, then I risk getting COVID. It's almost going to be a given that I'm going to get COVID if I don't take the shot. So I'm trying to do it. Have they improved service delivery in terms of people who get it, right? So I'm real conflicted, man, because at the same time, you're risking possible situations where the CEO of what's his name was talking about, well, we're looking into possibly, making it mandatory for individuals to come on our planes. I'm like, what? So I'm going to have it in order just to take a flight? That's crazy. And of course, these little third world countries and, these South American countries that aren't strong enough to speak for themselves, of course, they'll pander and bend over to the UN and the World Bank and mandate it for you to even have to, be able to come into their country, because they're slaves to debt. They're slaves to debt. So, yeah, if you want to go to Bolivia, you're going to have to take the shot. You want to go to Brazil, you're going to have to take the shot. Rwanda, Burundi, what I'm saying? These countries that are just like slaves to the World Bank. I mean, you're going to have to take the shot. Let's keep it going, man. Shout out to, Riot Blockchain and all the Bitcoin Bitcoin stocks that have really kind of taken off. GBTC. I had a feeling that the OTC coins or Bitcoin stocks weren't going to take off, and they haven't. They haven't at all. I've been watching BTCS and all. They haven't done shit. They haven't done anything. That's the weekly. Let's go into the hourly. But yeah, here's Riot Blockchain. I talked about that on my Twitter. Again, my Twitter has been suspended. The new Twitter is Tracking SPX. So just type in @Tracking SPX, and I should pull right up. If you want to follow my Iron Condor trades, and I think my first trade, we're already killing it on the trade that I put up today. Already killing it right now. 11 in a row right now. Yes, indeed. Yeah, okay, Ron, everything's good, man. Everything's good. You know, had some people in my family unfortunately lose, their employment, and when you go from single man, 4 bedroom, 2 bath by yourself to now, you got family members who, are close but not that close, and then they're stressed out because they don't really have no money, and I'm used to having 3 different women visiting me whenever I want. It's a change, man. It's a change, but hopefully people get up on their feet and keep it moving. So it's definitely been different. Definitely been different. This COVID has changed a lot of lives, and I gotta be grateful. I had a conversation with my old man that, like, man, you gotta understand, you're blessed to be where you are. Like, you could be homeless, you could be waiting on somebody to feed you somewhere. So I'm blessed. Yeah, we had did shout out to just being in the right place at the right time. We had learned about Subject to. And if you want to take over somebody's mortgage right now, that's, man, there's so many people about to lose their home, man. It's crazy. You go down to the courthouse, wherever the hell you live, the banks are waiting, bro, salivating. The banks are just waiting. The banks are waiting. They're not trying to make deals with nobody. You don't have to make a deal. Why? The money is easy. I could just take the house from you, clean it up, put it on the market. It'll fly. I don't got to make a deal with you. I don't care if you're behind 3 months, 4 months. I don't got to make a deal with you. So these banks are waiting, man, till this moratorium is up in December. I think it's December 31st, right? So I don't know. These Democrats, they say they for the people, but they did the bailout, so we'll see. I have a feeling they just might say fuck it and just let these people drown. You said the jobs are coming back. We'll see. I don't know, man. I mean, because when you look at this Zoom lifestyle that a lot of people are living right now. Speaking of Zoom, let's go take a look at the ticker. The Zoom lifestyle that people are living, this could very well change things in terms of changing business travel. And if you mean business travel goes down, then you also mean that a significant amount of event space is no longer valuable, and the people associated with that industry lose their jobs or they never come back. And Zoom right now being a casualty of the shots becoming available. That's all that is. These guys positioning themselves for what they assume is people no longer going to be using the service as aggressively as they have been doing so far. And that's true, particularly when you talk about school systems, universities, right? You're definitely going to see a decline in them using their services. So, I mean, that makes sense there. But I don't think we're going to go back to, guys are taking 5, 6, these executives taking 5, 6 flights all the time and coming back tired. And I just don't see that. I think there's been a lot of push to, the digital workplace. You got some people who are working from home right now who are going to stay working from home because your company has realized that, hey, we don't have to have that big old building. We don't have to pay for, running the AC, running the heat, running the water, property taxes. We can keep you guys at home and we can rent space when we need to, kind of bring you all in for a little bit for a training or a meeting so, I mean, there's benefits all around them in the digital economy. Look at Amazon killing the shit out of people, man. Right now we've kind of been in the space that I've been tracking Amazon in right here. And, you haven't made any money in Amazon since about May. And that's not a bad thing, because as it continues to kind of find, which way it is definitely going to end up going, which in no doubt is higher eventually, it's going to take many more businesses with it. Many more businesses with it. Amazon has destroyed so many businesses over the last couple months. And, look, it does what it needs to do. They do what they need to do to win, and they keep winning. They keep winning. You don't have to meet anybody. You don't have to deal with people. It's Amazon.com. Look for what you're looking for. Pull it up, buy it. And within 2 days, sometimes within the next day, hell, sometimes 2 hours later, it's at your front door. I mean, business can't be easier than that. Can't be easier than that. Shout out to all the long-term listeners in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. PLTR. Yeah, we had talked about them. Shout out to PLTR doing his thing. Finding some support there. PLTR. Yes, indeed. You say shout out to everyone that got robbed by DoorDash. Well, I talked about it, and a lot of people didn't like it. Didn't like the conversation that I spoke on DoorDash. But, I mean, come on, man. They had given this thing a $50 billion valuation. A company that delivers pizzas. That delivers tacos and, like, come on, man. Like, that's crazy. The $50 billion was now. I mean, it had an 80, what was it? It was a $66 billion valuation for a food delivery business. That's crazy. That wasn't even as popular as Uber Eats. Popular by name, but definitely not in traffic. Now, I understand the business might end up growing to package delivery, which is out here their next things, package delivery. And that would work out for them. If they end up going into package delivery, that'd be great. If they could be, Amazon's last mile in those kind of locations where Amazon just doesn't reach yet, or for whatever reason, I think that would work out. That would really work out. And I honestly think that's the future for a lot of these companies. They're going to they tried to get rid of the UPS, the Postal Service, this year. They tried it. But I really believe that's the next big thing, is getting normal people to deliver the mail. Like just, Joe Schmo up the street trying to make a living. And instead of having a well-paid Postal Service worker, you're going to have him touching your mail. Because that's capitalism. It finds an excuse to break value out of everything. So Amazon is too expensive, and compared to what? Compared to what, though? Compared to what? Compared to Kohl's? Expensive compared to what? Kohl's looking pretty good these last couple weeks, but not even on the same level. Not even on the same level. I was really excited about Rocket Mortgage when I was doing the podcast and stuff like that, but man, it just hasn't taken off. It just really hasn't. And it could be doing something here, right? I mean, we're approaching some levels here, some recent highs here, but honestly, I thought it would be a little bit more, active than it is right now. I don't know, maybe the brand isn't sticking well or what, but, you know, I thought it'd be doing better. Yeah, I mean, look, you got to understand, the IPO is the cash out, man. The IPO is the cash out. It's when, you know, outside money, particularly people outside the top 10, they look to cash out because, as I've, you know, said on my video, individuals who invest in these early startups, the people outside of the first 2 rounds are not as liquid as the people within round 1 and 2. So they've been in the business, you know, for 3 years, 4 years, and they need to get their money out. So they will push you to the IPO to cash out. And that's exactly what they did. And that's why if you pull up Dash and if you pull up Airbnb, the stocks look like what they did. They hyped it up, got your boys at CNBC to talk about it all day, and now they're dumping on your ass. And shout out to investor number 25. He's made, maybe on a $5 million or a $10 million investment, he's made 140, 160, maybe $260 million. And now he can go from number 25 at DoorDash to number 7 investor in something else. And that's what these guys do. I said, do I see UPS, U.S. Postal Service closing its doors? Absolutely. Yeah, man, we're not going to have the U.S. Postal Service forever. Dude, look at our budget deficit. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But, you know, understand the U.S. Postal Service, you know, Trump tried to break it apart this year. See, people underestimate how valuable the U.S. Postal Service is. That's incredible amount of data. If they, you know, that's trillions of dollars worth of data that, you know, if you're a Google, you're a FedEx or a UPS, you'd love to have that kind of data that they have. They have every address in America right now. They have every address. They know what kind of mail you're getting. You know, routes, time it takes to get to the location. That's very valuable data. So yeah, you will continue to see companies try to do their best to influence politicians who are supposed to work for us to break that apart. To break that apart. LLX. What is this? I don't know anything about this company. Lexaria Bioscience. Who brought it up? Ricardo Joseph. Okay. Well, all right. We'll be watching. 34 cents a share. Down 8% today. I see people bringing up NIO, and again, NIO is was on a tear. But then it just got crazy. That's all. But it was doing very, very well. I mean, NIO reminds me of, you know, 2016, 2017 Tesla. You know, we're not going back to the way cars used to be. This technology is coming. It is incredibly profitable for companies that make these cars. NIO is the leader in China, or at least the nationalist brand in China. I'd rather you own Tesla, but you know, if there was a secondary play in the space, then NIO would be it. Say they're offering 68 million shares. Sheesh. But I mean, look, again, they need to raise money. They got to raise money. They're not a Tesla. I mean, Tesla's done that too, so they've had to raise money. They've had to raise money. Housing market reminds me of 06 right now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Which is crazy because, It's harder to buy a home now, but it's still way too hot. The market is still way too hot, and it's not hot in those cities like New York, it's hot in like developing cities. You're starting to see places like, Memphis and Nashville and Austin and like these kind of like cities that have a lot going for themselves, but it's just like, okay, it's getting ridiculous now. Atlanta's still crazy. Anywhere in Florida is still crazy. California's still way overpriced, even though they took a hit this year. They took a big hit this year. California real estate is in trouble. They're in big, big trouble. Charlotte's way too hot. What's going on, Money Green? I'm in SPX right now. I'm in an SPX trade. And right now, I'm holding an SPX Iron Condor for December 24th. And I'm between 37.65 to 34.20. It's a 10-day trade. I'm risking $5,500 to make $1,400 this week. So that's basically kind of where I'm at. In fact, I can graph that out for you. So if I had to say, I'm 37.65 right there to 34.20. So I'm like right there. So I'm right here for the rest of the week. This is where I am for the rest of the week. So we're at 36.47 right now. So by December 24th, if the market is still in this area, I win $1,400. And that's kind of where I've been wanting to do, is just really kind of anywhere between, $2,500 to $3,000 a week. If VIX spikes, then, I'll settle for $1,500 to $1,700. If the VIX spikes, because the VIX right now is looking like it's struggling. Why are we having a problem right now getting the VIX under 20? That's really bothering me. The fact that we can't get sub 20 VIX. The longer we stay above 20, we are talking about a possible, these spikes that happen here that crush traders like me who trade iron condors, but more importantly, keep a lot of money on the sidelines, because you got money that, for whatever reason, whether it be bylaws or, certain ETFs, and who won't put money in the market with a VIX above 20, because this is historically a very elevated level for the VIX. I understand we're very used to 14, 16, 17 VIX. And here we are at 20 and at all-time highs, which is very dangerous, very, very dangerous to be this high on the VIX and then where we are in terms of, the market. So you're saying mass exodus from Cali. Absolutely. They getting out of Cali, man. The .com market that California has practically bent its ass over for has now abandoned them. And the deficit is huge. For many states that are basically broke right now. And nobody's really talking about the huge deficits that are going on right now with some of these states. New York City is broke. New York City is broke. Chicago broke. There's billions of dollars in tax revenue that is gone and may not come back. May not come back. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to all my social justice warriors. You don't even have to worry about screaming defund the police. They're going to end up getting cut anyway. It's no money. They're going to lose their jobs anyway. Ain't no money for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no money. You don't have to yell defund the police. COVID was the best thing that ever happened. You know, if that's the side of the argument you're on. QuantumScape, don't know anything about the company. But hey, you know, as fast as they go up is as fast as they come down. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I gotta learn more about QuantumScape. I don't know anything about that company. Is that, you know, just looking at the name, what is it? Some kind of space company? Speaking of space companies, I did see SPCE took a huge dump today. You know, that's just, again, another situation where, you know, no product, nothing to show for it, but again, had at one point $25 billion valuation just on hopes and dreams. You know, literally in the paperwork telling you they're not going anywhere for 5-10 years. Crazy. Do I like SPACs? The EV SPACs have been killing it this year. I don't have anything, you know, against them. I mean, again, it's just another vehicle for us to invest and trade in, but I don't have anything, you know, for or against them. 812, you're on the air. What's up? 812, talk to me. Okay, all right. I don't know. Maybe people just want to see if I actually pick up. Said New York City landlords are struggling big time. They should be struggling. Let them struggle. Many of these people have made, you know, 100, 200, 300x their money in a matter of you know, a couple years. Some of these buildings have been in the hands of these landlords for generations. And they've made it virtually impossible for anybody to get into the New York property scene unless you come from, you know, a massive amount of wealth. You know, these guys who are on YouTube talking about how to wholesale, and you can't do no wholesaling in New York City, okay? Nobody's going to sign your dirty little forms that you're going door to door to convince old people to give you their property. Not in New York City. If you don't have $100 million, they're not even going to pick up the phone and listen to you, depending on what neighborhood you're in. So, you know, the system's got to change. I understand not everybody is allowed to win. I get that. But when the game is so rigged to where it's just only a few people can play it, that's wrong. You know, that's wrong. What's going on, Ronald Anderson? I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, sir. Oh, it's a battery company? Okay. And I got to learn a little bit more about the SPACs too. I got to learn a little bit more about the SPACs. Look, but again, I just understand it's another vehicle to allow these companies to really jump the IPO process and get out there and start raising capital. You know, but these SPACs, from the few that I did look into, it's just more unprofitable entities going public, getting our money, and then, you know, disappearing. You know, many of them are still there, but again, they're all money-losing enterprises. I haven't seen a profitable SPAC yet. Money Green said you have a few vertical bull spreads going. That's what's up. Yeah, if you like bull spreads, then you're gonna love Chuck Hughes' book. And I would pick it up now, but I'd have to get out my seat and all that stuff. And I'm naked below the waist. But if you get Chuck Hughes' book, then you would learn his strategies in that book that he was advertising really heavy on CNBC. And you can get it on eBay now for like $3, $4. Really good book. Really good strategies in there. What's going on, Contrarian Thinker? Let's take a look at Apple, because Apple, okay. Apple's still doing pretty good. You know, it's gotten kind of boring for me the last couple of weeks. And, you know, in Apple, when you look at, you know, where it's kind of been since November, I think you're up only about $4 or $5. Actually, about $1. You're up $1 over the last 30 days. In fact, I mean, you really haven't made any money since September 1st if you're a long-term trader. But, you know, you see a lot of things topping out. And when we talk about just some of these bigger tech plays that have kind of led us to this, when you look at the NVIDIAs, you look at where's AMD at? All right, AMD looking to make an all-time high here. Very impressive for AMD. Gosh, I still can't believe this thing was like a $6, $8 stock back in 2016. To see where that is. Very, very impressive. Yeah. ALXN. You know, when you see companies this big make moves like that, it's really impressive. Really, really impressive. But I see, again, outside of those bands here, so unless things are that great, we should see that eventually come back into the band. Should see that eventually come back into the band. Doesn't have to come all the way down, but it will come back into it. That's for sure. Let's see, SBE is profitable. Okay. SBE is saying SBE is profitable. Switchback Energy Acquisition Corp. Not a great day for them, but again, the hype has got them on fire right now. Rated, you say it's about 9 profitable SPACs. The rest of them are trash. Okay. What's going on, T. Kelly? Yes, sir, Quintavious. That's right. Yeah, tech has been consolidating for a few months, but, you know, eventually it will break out and continue higher because there's just too much money out there. You know, which is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is doing what it's doing right now. You know, I'm waiting for the breakout in Bitcoin. You know, unfortunately, I didn't have the network in 2010, 2011 to introduce me to Bitcoin. You know, if I had a network that was kind of in that space like that, I definitely would have gotten myself into it. But as you see now, Bitcoin, I mean, just man, this is just amazing. Absolutely amazing to be where it is again after the last couple of years where people had thought this was done for. Completely done for. So I had a little bit of Bitcoin like 3 months ago. But now I'm more or less all Monero right now because at least it's still at a point where I can buy a whole coin and sleep at night because, you know, putting 20 or 25 or whatever, it's straight at 20, just under 20,000 to Bitcoin is still a very terrifying proposition for me right now. Trade Like Chuck. Yeah, thank you, Anthony Smith. That's the name of the book, Trade Like Chuck. You can get it for $4 on eBay, and it's actually a really good book. I mean, he doesn't, you know, it's not filler. It's actually like a really good trading book where he like lays down his strategy using the 10-month moving option, 10-month moving average, buying the 1% in the money call or put, whichever the direction of the market is going. And that's just kind of how he makes his money. And if you back test the strategy, it's actually really, really accurate. But then again, he's using a 10-month moving option. That's a lot of information. And, that's going to be a very, very accurate signal, but very few people are patient enough to trade a 10-month moving option. You said the oil plays have been okay. Yeah, shout out to oil. I mean, look, we had crossed $50 a barrel, today, actually, right? Yeah, I saw that. Let me see here. Yeah, for a minute. Okay, we got close. For a minute, we got close. I'm on a delayed thing because I don't have any. I don't buy oil futures, but I think it's at 46 something. But I thought I saw we hit 50. So crude is doing its thing. Crude is doing its thing. Matter of fact, let's look at Exxon. Yeah, there we go. Here's Exxon, which was, very much in a loop going into the year to begin with. It got oversold at the height of COVID. But as you can see here, pulled back a little bit today, but, things have been turning around in the last couple of weeks. I'm still very bearish oil stocks. I think you still have to be kind of out of that industry in terms of a 10 to 20 year window. I think people become significantly more, aggressive when it comes to environmental policy. Now that, again, capitalism doing its thing, we now have water trading as an investment vehicle. I mean, this is something that's supposed to be a human right, water. And now we're trading it like we trade gold. These people will convince you to trade, the life force of the earth is now a commodity. Can't afford water, sorry. I guess you don't get anything to drink. And now it's cheap and, it's just California water. Don't worry, it's just California water. It's not, it's not water everywhere. It'll become water everywhere. Eventually. We'll get there. You see the gallon of water at the grocery store go from 99 cents to $3.99 to $6.99. This is coming. It's coming. That's how they play us, man. That's how they play us. Raider, you said you're scared of cryptocurrency. Well, shout out to the people. Look, I don't like it. I've said it many times on the show. I don't like it. But again, the man, the man is going to tell everybody, hey, this is the new money. And if y'all don't come up on this, on my plan, then you lose out. You have no choice. Giving us this fake money to take our real money for the people who got in first, the people who created it, to turn around and buy real assets with the fake money. I mean, it's like, come on. We got no choice. You got no choice. I mean, what are you going to do? Stick with the dollar? When you're literally watching a visual representation, when you pull up the Bitcoin dollar chart of your dollars losing value. You got no choice, man. So, yeah, you're going to have to take this fake money. Nigga. Right? You got no choice. Let's take a look at it, man. HAL. What was that? Halliburton. Okay, yeah, shout out to Halliburton. I haven't pulled that up in a while. People used to say their name a lot more often when I was in school. down 4%. Oil company. There's another oil stock that's been turning around recently. What's going on, Mr. Ramses? XRP, Stella. Yeah, I mean, but look, there's a lot of shit coins out there. People are smarter this time around. I don't see the shit coins being pushed like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the shit coins were real heavy. BitConnect. Shout out to the BitConnect, man. That was funny. BitConnect and all that drama, that was real funny. But no, I don't see the shit coins getting pushed this time around. It looks like people are a little bit more educated. So it's the Bitcoin, it's Monero, it's I still hear a little bit about Neo, but Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and all. I mean, they're still there. Coin market cap, just pull that one up. And really, if it's not in like the top 50, I don't really fuck with it. If it's not in like the top 50, I don't even mess around with it, man. Yeah, smack that like button, man. He said Bitcoin gonna crash too. Is it better to buy ammo? Okay. It's not that serious, man. People want to go to work and raise their families and buy homes, and nobody's trying to get to the point where it's, what's that show on TNT with the zombies and stuff like that? I forgot the name of it. With the man Rick, who for whatever reason can't die. Yeah, man, been full time for like 2 years now. Full time for years now, but I mean, obviously, still doing my affiliate marketing and stuff like that. And shout out to Black Box Stocks. This was our best year. This was my best year. Anybody really who was affiliated with Black Box Stocks, this is our best year ever for Black Box Stocks, because so many guys were just at home trading. I sold more year packages this year with Black Box Stocks than I had in the last 3 years with the company. Had some of the biggest checks this year. I don't know if anybody who is an investor in Black Box Stocks or not, but if you had read some of the disclosures, it was an incredible game-changing year for the company. Now you got a lot of fakes and intimidators or intimidators, not intimidators, imitators. But if you're a short-term trader, I don't think anything is better. DOC. Thank you for bringing that up, because I've just been thinking about. I'm going to look at your ticker in just a minute, Big Onk, but DocuSign is another one. I think people are really sleeping on DocuSign. I think DocuSign could go much higher than it is now. This is, again, one of those companies that I talked about how, the digitization of work. DocuSign is going to continue to be an incredible company moving forward. I think it's going to be very, very impressive. It's DocuSign is like on the same level as like PayPal. When you talk about just brand recognition, trust, when you're doing some of these online lending platforms, or you're doing some kind of business online, somebody sends you that DocuSign, you already know what it is. You already know what you got to do. You log in, you click here, click there, and it's done. And people trust it. And the books look better than ever right now. But let's look at what you was talking about. DOCRF. Software and Service Incorporated. Okay. Yeah, OTC stock. You guys still playing OTCs like that? Shit. I mean, look, if you're making money, shout out to you. If you're making money, shout out to you. But damn, brother, I mean, you're missing out on some of, the Neos of the world, the Pelotons, some easy money. You don't need the stress. Say ammo is sold out everywhere, it keeps going up in price, but we don't need to, I don't understand why. I mean, to be somebody who's looking to purchase ammo, and I got to get all these guns, and I got to, I think you got to have something really fundamentally wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to really be distrustful of society to really feel like we'll get to a point where you're just going to have to like sit in your house and like barricade yourself from everyone and just have to like kill random people who like walk outside your property and shit like that. I think you've really got to be, someone who like really, really hates people, and really distrustful of man's desire to really live in peace. The greater good of man. So you think BitConnect will make a rebound in 2021? Sheesh. I don't know, man. I mean, look, the BitConnect tokens are still out there. A lot of people still got them worthless tokens. I remember those BitConnect tokens were worth like 114 something, and they went to zero in one day. I saw it. I saw it myself, bro. Those BitConnect tokens went to zero. I watched that shit live. That was crazy. And that video, that little African dude, it's still on YouTube, man. I lost all my money, man. They took all my money, all my saving. I don't have nothing anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Man, all my money, man. It was sad, man. His ass probably went back to Africa, bro. He ain't got shit now. Yeah, people were pissed. And now you got people who are involved in that recreating themselves. What's his name? Mr. Crypto Weather or whatever. What's that brother's name? He got some nerve still out here making videos of talking about cryptocurrency. But then again, that's what America is. Like, you can fuck over thousands of people and just like go on like nothing even matters. It's crazy. And you have people who will forgive you for that. You ain't take no money from me. So they shouldn't have put all his eggs in one basket. Yeah, that's why diversification matters. But at the same time, we're all exposed to something at a greater, amount than we want to admit. I'm exposed to more stocks than I am to gold and crypto. So if the market were to collapse tomorrow, we wake up tomorrow, market's down 35%, I'm fucked too. Yeah, people lost money and relationships. Oh, yeah. I mean, Cloudera, Dropbox. Yeah, what's going on with DBX, man? Okay. Dropbox. Yeah, Dropbox was a much more impressive company a couple years ago than it is now. I just feel like they've just kind of lost in the loop now that everybody's kind of figured out cloud technology. Dropbox just seems so much more, yeah, I mean, 2015, 2016, obviously I think they're they just really started trading last year, 2018. But I don't know, I just feel like everybody's kind of figured it out and just kind of left them in the dust. And that's kind of why the stock really hasn't done anything. It's just, that moat just wasn't deep enough. Too much competition there. Trevon James. Yeah, that's his name. Trevon James. Yeah. Again, I got nothing against another brother. Do your thing, but there are a lot of people who lost everything behind that dude. What do you think about delisting China stocks? I mean, look, Biden is going to have them right back on it. So, I don't see what the big deal is. Biden will be in office, and Biden is poor. That's what happens when you vote for a poor politician. He's poor, so he'll do whatever deal he's got to do with the Chinese, and these stocks will be right back trading again. One thing about Trump is that he did have he did have money, so you really couldn't. I mean, you're gonna come with him, to him with $100,000 and say what? I mean, it's, he wiped his ass with that, so you really couldn't, corrupt him. You really couldn't corrupt Trump. A guy like Biden, he's poor, he's older, his kid's trying to make a name for himself, Hunter Biden, so he was already out there doing all kind of deals, using his dad's name to enrich himself. So it is what it is, man. These people don't work for us. Do I trade indices? Yeah, I mean, I'm trading SPX. That's all I trade right now. Follow me on Twitter. Tracking SPX. All right, I'm on a roll right now. 12 trades in a row. Okay. On a roll right now. You can find some of my old tweets on there too. So R.I.P. Trump, hilarious. But yeah, the semiconductors have been hot too. I don't know. Nobody's mentioned semiconductors today. Here's the semiconductor XOL. This is the leveraged ETF. SOXL. Somebody give me the standard ETF for semiconductors. I forgot what it is. I want to say it's SMH. Let me see. I think it's SMH, right? I want to say, I think there's another one, but it might be SMH, which one I'm thinking about. But this one bonkers, dude. Here's the daily. I mean, I don't know how many stocks that you're going to find that have charts that look better than that. What a beautiful chart. What a beautiful chart. Semiconductors aren't going. Hold on. Oh, shit. Hold on. Ah, fuck, man. Just saying my signal is. Let me hold on. Let me go down to 720. Can I go down to 720? Hold on, I'm gonna refresh here on my end. Ugh. This is pissing me off, man. Really pissing me off. Let me see. Is this I'm sorry. I apologize, white people. I know a lot of white people are watching me right now. This is very embarrassing. I get very easily embarrassed when, shit isn't working right in front of a lot of white people. You know, because black folks, you know, things happen. So it's like, oh, man, I don't give a fuck, man. You good, you good. But black, you know, white folks, come on, man. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? What's wrong with your fucking internet, bro? So, again, forgive me, white internet, man. Y'all be having, like, fucking 10G connections and shit. That Google Fiber and shit. All right. Okay, are we back? I think we're back now. Yeah, things look better now. Things look better. All right. So yeah, let's hope that things, like again, I was telling you guys how again went from like one person to more than one person. So it is what it is when you're gonna have that many devices on the network. It's looking real good. Again, I think this is something that if you've been selling puts on, you know, he's done very well if he's been in SMH among whatever product he's in now. You know, I have been disappointed with gold. I've been disappointed with a few tickers that just haven't really done anything impressive lately. Somebody brought up SFT. This thing is horrible, man. Who brought up SFT? I saw somebody in the chat room bring up SFT. That looks horrible. XLK. All right. I still haven't had anybody really properly explain why buy X right now. Yeah, man, my Twitter got messed up, bro. My Twitter got messed up. I got a new Twitter now. You know, I got a new Twitter now. That's a copper play. So if you're playing SPX, is because you think the industrials are really you're looking into infrastructure as a long-term play. If you're in in FCX right now, I've never really seen it like that, but you know, as you can see here, got above the money line back in June and has done very well ever since. Again, if you like my charts or if you like this indicator, you can look at one of my recent videos. I think it's the second to last one or third to last one. And you can put this on your chart. All right. You said go Browns. Been humbled. Woo! Boy, I see your quarterback. His name isn't coming up off the top of my tongue right now, but the Browns quarterback has been humbled compared to his rookie year in terms of how they were like really putting him on blast everywhere, and now he's been humbled. And I can see just a difference in himself, too. It's self-created. This is self-created in the... This is hella accurate. I appreciate you, VVS Jules. Yes, indeed, man. It's just custom built, Money Green. Just a custom built around with Keltner channels. And again, I got a video on that on my channel. You can use it on 1 minute. You can use it on, you know, and it's just deadly accurate. Deadly accurate. Here's the 1 minute chart today on FCX. You know what I mean? Tell me, I mean, if you can't trade this on 1 minute, I don't know how to help you. So, I mean, obviously above the green line, the stock is going, you know, on days where you get incredible volatility on the lower time frames, like 1 minute. You know, obviously the higher the time frame, the more accurate the signal. But of course, the longer it requires you to be patient. It's still buffering real bad? Ah, shit, man. Yeah, I'll make sure I clean that up next time I go live. I'll make sure I clean that up. See, I'm going in and out? Okay. Yeah, my bad, guys. I think I'll make sure I broadcast at 720 next time. I'm at 1080p right now. I think broadcasting at 720 will clear it out. But I don't want to start and stop the stream right now. But next time, yeah, I'll go live at 720. All right. What do I think about weed legalization coming up? Yeah, I think that'll be very impressive, man. I'm really excited about that. I think there's some companies that are going to do really well under weed legalization. You know, there are going to be some companies that are going to do really, really well. There are some companies that could really, really use, legalization right now because they're really struggling. They're really, really struggling. I mean, to hang on because they haven't been able to get outside capital like they really need to survive. But I'm telling you, you're going to see massive amounts of, what's the word for it? There are going to be a lot of companies that are kind of like fractured that aren't going to be just kind of out there by themselves anymore. There's a word for it, but consolidation. Right? You're going to see a lot of consolidation in the industry. You're going to see a lot of big companies, VCs. They're going to go out there and snatch some of these businesses that have just kind of been out there doing their own thing that are much better if they were to be put together with something. Finding who's the real deal, that's the tough part. Who's the real deal among these smaller publicly traded. I was a huge fan of Kush Bottles for a while. Kush Bottles, I was a big fan of Kush Bottles, and just look where it's at. It's been a complete fucking disaster. And I remember I was like sending messages to the CEO and stuff like that. This guy was like ignoring me and shit like that. So, who's legit and who's not. It's really hard to figure out. Grow Generation. What's the ticker, Jules? Yeah, what's the ticker on that one? Okay. GRWN. I'm not seeing anything on that one. Let me see. Grow Generation. Oh, GR. Okay, I see it. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it's really taking off. It's way outside of, but it's really taking off. It was doing its thing, but boy, it went to Pluto here recently. Doing real well up there. Let's zoom in a little bit on the price action. And I mean, obviously, you're expecting it to kind of pull back a little bit after very, very impressive several weeks. So it's kind of fighting to stay up there, but yeah, this is the hourly chart. It looks like it's giving a little bit of it back. But yeah, I definitely would have to, look into more of the story there. Yeah, somebody brought up Paychex. Let's look at the 3-day. I'm not impressed there. Let's look at the dollar. 1-day chart. All right, Paychex looking good. Man, somebody brought up Workhorse. I haven't seen Workhorse in a minute. Here's Workhorse. Going to be the one to replace the Postal Service's fleet of vehicles. I guess the deal never really came together. I don't even know if the deal was ever legit to begin with, but that was like their big thing. Like, oh yeah, the U.S. Postal Service is trying out a few of their, a few of our vehicles. We could get the contract. Blah blah blah. Never really came together. Shout out to everybody who donated today, by the way, too. I appreciate that. Okay, Kenny D, that was long term for you, paychecks? Okay. Ronald Anderson, who are you talking about? Yeah, who are you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about, Ronald. And Michael Jeffries, I'm sorry I didn't see your post. You said, what do I think about QQQ? I just think, again, it's just taking a little bit of a break here. Taking a little bit of a break here, but we're still going higher. Right? We're still going higher. But I wouldn't be surprised if for the rest of the week we kind of, trend a little sideways here. But I mean, this is QQQ for the week. We're at some, elevated levels here, according to my indicator. But we've trended up, here before. But we're definitely on some elevated levels here, and whatever historical measurement you use for pricing behavior over time, we're at incredibly elevated levels. The market is hot. The market is really, really hot. We've got a Federal Reserve whose, mandate basically over the last 10 years has just basically been to keep stock prices high. That's literally all they do now. That's literally all they do now. I don't even think they care about the money supply anymore. It's just how to keep the market high and keep it going. And with those kind of policies in place, I don't think you can be anywhere else. You can't be anywhere else, right? With a 0% Fed's fund rate, you can't put your money anywhere else. Bonds are overpriced. You can't buy treasuries because you're not getting anything for it. So all you can do is be in the stock market, and the recent price action proves that everyone else has the same sentiment. So they're either setting us up for something incredible or what's going to be, just the shock of the century. I appreciate you, Kenny Dutton. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I know people got to go to work tomorrow. I know most of you guys are working from home, though. But I appreciate everybody who's joining me. I'll let you guys go in a bit. I started the show a little bit late. But I want to come back on again this week just to kind of see where all this is going at, particularly now that the shot is out. Where are we going as a market now that the shot is here? We were going up before. Now it's after we're going up again. They're just going to come up with a new story to kind of keep dredging everything higher. They always got something to justify up, 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 up. And again, that's not me being bearish, because as I mentioned back in March, I said, I'm not shorting this market anymore. I'm not doing it. The biggest mistake that I made learning about stocks was getting involved with that nigger Tim Sykes. Because getting involved with him got me bearish, because I'm following his trading strategy to short these penny stocks, right? Oh, when they pop up, these are turd companies. You just buy shorts and it works and works and works until it doesn't. But then when you try to transition to other things, you take that mindset with you. So it took like 3 or 4 years to kind of get out of that mindset. So now I'm in a different mindset where it's like, okay, everything is going to go up. You're not smarter than the market. Accept it and go along for the ride. And so that's what I do. And I made more money now than I made in the first 4 years of trading, trying to outsmart the market by just accepting that everything is going to go up. And when you start doing that, you'll start making money. When you just say, man, shit, it's going up. It's going up. Apple is going up. Tesla is going up. If it's in the S&P 500 or in QQQ, right? You can go to barchart.com, type in QQQ and look down where it says components, and you'll see all the components of what's in there. And you can look at the top 10 holdings. It'll just keep going up. Whatever it is, it'll just keep going up. As soon as I accepted that shit, started winning. It just started winning. Even my SPX iron condors, I always give. Well, now with the VIX a little bit elevated, I'm not right now. But for the most part, when I'm trading my iron condors, bias is always to the long side. It's always it's to the long side. You know, I expect the market to continue to go higher until it doesn't. Because when it doesn't, then we'll find a solution to that doesn't part. Buy exactly. Buy and your cream. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Why? Because 140 million 401ks depend on the market going higher. They're not paying you a pension anymore. If you have a pension, they're cashing you out, and they're making you put it in an investment vehicle. They don't want that liability. They don't want to take care of you anymore. So you got to go put it on Wall Street. So if everybody's got to put it on Wall Street, then it's, the incentive is, that they've got to do whatever they got to do for the market to keep it higher. Otherwise, you have all these people who have these worthless securities, and they can't let that happen. So when you try to short the market, you're not only going against quants, you're not only going against some of the, most intelligent PhDs in the world, you're going up against your country. I don't think people realize that when they're like, man, this is bearish. This thing is about to go down. Dude, you're going against the whole country, bro. You don't understand. It don't work if it goes down. It don't work. You're wasting your money. It doesn't work if it goes down. The whole system don't work. Everything's going to have to get repriced if it goes down. And that doesn't work for people. You got these people out here who they've taken out loans. Look at it. Look at it up. It's called securities loan. They take loans where they give you like 50% of the outstanding value of the stock. So if the stock is $100, they'll give you $50 to go out and do whatever you want with the money. There's trillions of dollars of that kind of capital out there. So it doesn't work if it goes down. You got to keep going long. And you got to stay long. Obviously, they're going to be shit companies. They're going to be shit companies. They're going to be companies that just don't work. Yes, I get it. 50% of the Fortune, 102,000 is no longer, in business. I get it. And if you find those, you're up there with your forensics, financial forensics analysis, and then yeah, you're going to do very well too. But as a market overall, you got to stay long. And they've done, and look, the research proves it. Research proves it. I'm helping my old man invest right now. He's done pretty well. He's done pretty well in Netflix and Amazon and in some of these other companies. He's done very, very well with. But I'm mad at him all the time when I talk about, when you first came to America, why didn't you buy the S&P 500? Why didn't you, do all those things? And obviously, you got to be around the kind of people who are going to advise you to get into that stuff. But he ended up catching it in his, early 40s. Now he's in his late 60s. So he figured it out eventually. But, I don't doubt that 20 years from now, 30 years from now, however old you are, the market will be considerably higher then than it is now, because just that's how it's set up. That's how it's set up. Mike Singer, you saying it's going up on massive inflation, but it's set to go that way, though. I mean, once we got off the gold standard, what else was supposed to happen? It's unfortunate, but our entire economy is built on inflation and or the loss of value, of dollar. It's really unfortunate, though, ain't it? But again, would America work if you bought a house for $50,000 and had to sell it 10 years later for $50,000? Would our country work? Aaron Weekly says I'm blocked. Yeah. I got a new Twitter, bro. I got a new Twitter. I was using too many hashtags or $ stocks, kind of like what Mike Slinger just did on those. Yeah, I was doing that too, and they freaking blocked me. I don't know if I did it too many times or what, but they freaking blocked me. Here's Numis Wellness. God, that thing took off today. Shout out to Numi. See, the greatest wealth transfer is taking place right now. Wide array up. Yeah. From hardworking Americans to the 1%. You're absolutely right. The greatest wealth transfer ever. Fuck Jeff Bezos, man. This guy's we've allowed Jeff Bezos to become Caesar. That's what he is. He's Caesar. This is ridiculous, man. This guy's, company, they get to use all our roads. They get to use. Anyway, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I just want a fair playing field to compete with people. That's all. I just want a fair playing field to compete with people. And when government chooses winners, we get less choices as investors. I want more companies to be able to compete with Amazon, not less. I want more investment choices. I'm not a hater. I'm not against them. I want more investment choices. As an investor, I want to see more competition, not less. That's how I win. So you got banned from Twitter for a bit too, but I'm back. Yeah, I applied for, whatever. They send you this little thing where you fill out the form and I say, hey, I've been accidentally blocked or whatever. But man, You know, again, shout out to work.com, WOORKE. I'm always going to shout them out, but they hooked me up with a Twitter account. But yeah, you can go out and buy aged Twitter accounts. They sell aged Twitter accounts. They'll sell you a Twitter account for, I think, $2. Yeah, I bought a Twitter account off them for $2. And all through PayPal. It's, you know, so it's safe and secure. You got to use a VPN with it, though. Because when Twitter blocks your Twitter your account, your MAC ID, is it the MAC ID or IP address? You know, your IP address is also technically blocked. So if you try to get into an account with the same IP address, you know, that will eventually get blocked too. Said Jeff Bezos is an Illuminati puppet like Bill Gates. Oh, Bill Gates is another level of evil. That man's a whole nother level of evil. Take money, you make it, buy it, real estate, preserve your wealth. Oh, man, look. I mean, real estate is hot. Real estate is hot, but I'm telling you, 3D homes or 3D home building should crush the real estate market. 3D home building, 3D home printing, probably is the right word for it. But 3D home printing should crash the real estate market. Because if you can, you know, if you watch some of those videos they got on YouTube where they're like building houses in like 7 days with some of those machines. If I can build a house in 7 days, is it really worth the same than it took 4 months to build? You know? This is a very exciting time to be alive because we got a lot of different and new technologies that are going to send the market into Pluto here, you know, very shortly. But I'm really excited about the time we're living in right now. You know, it kind of reminds me of the 1950s where like every ticker with the word Onyx, you know, Bionics, electronics, you know, it was like a big deal. And I know I've mentioned that a couple times here. I'm looking at the after hours market here. As we see here, we're a bit bearish right now, but market is holding up actually really well, and that's why I chose Jinamin right now. Market looks a bit bearish, but we're still doing all right here. We're still doing all right here. Let me see. Can I load it up just to kind of show you guys at least the screen capture? And again, I always take pictures of the positions I'm in. So this was the position. You know, not a big position, Iron Condor. You know, the expectation was just to be in it for a little bit, but you know, I might end up being all week. I'm between 36.65 and 34.20. Again, I really kind of expect 36.80 and 36.10 to hold all week, but worst case scenario is 35.80 for the week. 35.80 for the week should hold. But this is a nice trade, man. You know, end up making about $1,400 for the week, which is kind of on the low end because I like to do these twice a week. But I don't know where what the VIX has got planned for us this week, and I'm feeling a little anxious about what volatility has in store for us this week. You know, I think, you know, and I guess why on this week on the put side, I'm a little further out. As you can see, I'm all the way down there at, what was that, 30? Yeah, 34. I'm at 34. because I think volatility has something in store for us today. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Life for Business said not enough land. 3D homes will become the new real estate market. Okay. No, I don't know, Mike, any 3D printer building companies, but I believe, well, what I have seen already is that they're now in that kind of development stage where you've got a lot of VC money looking into them. So, if you got that kind of money, those 3D building companies are really out there right now. Nano Dimension. VVS Jules, what is this about? No, you're fine. Where else would you put your money to gain interest to beat inflation? Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the REITs, but that would probably be a place to hide right now is the REITs. Oh, okay, that's a 3D printing company. Okay, NNDM is okay. Publicly traded 3D printing company. NNDM. Looks real good. That looks real good, actually. Like, really good. They've been struggling for a while, but obviously things have kind of turned around. Excuse me, I kind of swallowed my own saliva there. Yeah, but yeah, that actually does look really good. I may have forgotten about them if I'm the one who brought it up. But look, Airbnb is another one I'm excited about because Airbnb will end up being one of the biggest companies in the world. Right now, we're finding out where the real value is on this. And I don't know what the number is going to be. I'm not going to even sit here and pretend like I do. But Airbnb will crush the hotels. It's going to crush all the, kind of like middle of the road, $50 to like $110 hotels. It will crush all of that. Because if you've ever done any kind of traveling and you stayed at an Airbnb, you know how much more comfortable it is to stay at an Airbnb than an actual hotel. It's so much more comfortable. So much more comfortable. It's not even, you can't even compare not having to deal with check-in, not having to deal with just, going to a hotel elevator with strangers and worrying about your kid in the hallway or, you know what I'm saying? You're just not having to deal with the bullshit about staying in a hotel. And, RIP to guys like Robert Johnson and some of these other guys who run these like huge, REITs that are based off these companies that, based off buying these middle of the road hotels. The Best Westerns of the world. There'll always be a place for them, but nowhere near as much as they are now. Wait till Airbnb starts becoming a place where like landlords can like rent out their apartments. Like they can actually get people qualified and approved through Airbnb. That's like the next step for them. That's the next step. But Airbnb will end up becoming one of the biggest companies in the world. I really believe that. And then people like Robert L. Johnson and his little, real estate trust. They'll go belly up. Think you can make a fortune off these little $50 hotel rooms you've been pushing across the country. And I'm watching. I'm watching these because I think these would be great opportunities for long-term shorts. Once it just becomes undeniable, that Airbnb is the dominant player in travel now. You said major cities won't allow that, neither will the hotels. See, but that's the thing. Like, it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. Like, now it's not. This isn't a country where it's like, if it makes money, we're going to let it happen. That's why marijuana is being decriminalized, because it makes money. The cities that, legalized it was like, shit, we got all this money for education, for books, computers. Now it's getting legalized because, man, shit, this thing makes money. So I see your point about, it's not going to let it, bro. Eventually, the money speaks for itself. And people in government, they say, man, fuck the landlords. If it brings in tax revenue, they'll let it happen. You said there will be restrictions. Oh, there was restrictions on marijuana, and eventually it gave out. There was restrictions on Ubers for a while. Eventually, Uber won out. I get it. Government will, and in certain jurisdictions, you'll have those people who will try to fight. But, you don't lose out on that capital, then so be it. You're going to lose out on that loss of revenue, to your own detriment. To your own detriment. Yeah. I see you, Ronald Anderson. So, but then you got to get the land. Yeah, I that's true too. Cypress Tree. So there's a lot to talk about, man. I can go on and on about the stock market. I mean, it's just thousands of companies, thousands of dreams, thousands of ideas that we can go. Again, I believe that defined trading is by far the defined risk trading, rather, is by far the easiest way to trade the markets. That I've figured out. I went from, winning 3 out of 10 times to now being in a situation where I've won my 12th trade in a row. Over $9,000 in 2 months. $9,000 in 2 months. Or actually, a month and a half, because this month isn't over yet. So, defining risk trades. I can't stress it enough. I know a lot of guys who just, for whatever reason, they can't wrap their head around putting up 6 to make 15, or putting up 6 to make 2, or putting up 7 to make 3. But you already do that. I don't understand why that's such a difficult concept to accept, but it is what it is. There's the Twitter right there. I just put it in the chat room. Everybody follow my new Twitter, Tracking SPX. I promise you I won't spam. I just kind of put whatever I'm doing right now and whatever trade I'm in. And I do that intentionally just so people can see I kind of know what I'm doing. That's the new Twitter account. The old Twitter, I think, tracking market, you might be able to pull up some old tweets on there too. VVS Jules, you said 70 make 200. Yeah, there you go. So that's if you want to play the market that way, 70 to make 200, then your entries and exits has to be spot on. Have to be spot on. In a defined risk trade, you don't have to be exactly perfect. But everybody's got a skill set. That's the thing. I mean, you got to work on whatever your skill set is. An underserved stock, I think, is going to be LPTV. Just reverse merge into a shell in February. Ex-Disney leading. Okay. Loop Media. Currently an OTC stock right now. Oh, okay, Cypress Tree. Yeah, I saved it, so I'm going to be watching NNDM because, again, I'm very excited about 3D printing in terms of, property and building, because I think that, technology, is deflationary in its nature, right? In terms of just bringing prices down, it just doesn't. And I think 3D printing will be what Amazon is to retail, just slamming those prices down, man. What Walmart was to retail in terms of just bringing prices down to making goods just so much more available to get, 3D printing is the solution to affordable housing. That is the solution to affordable housing in America, is 3D printing. Because we just don't have the courage anymore to do like these huge welfare programs like we did in the 70s or late 60s, where you just build these huge tracts of homes and homes and homes just to get people into the door. We're just not willing to do that anymore. We don't love each other like that anymore. Or government doesn't love you like that anymore. How about that? Because now, if they give you something for affordable housing, it's, oh yeah, this land, this developer, he's going to build this lot. It'll be upper end condos, and he's going to have like 3 units for affordable housing. And then they're hard as hell for you to actually get into those. You just it's like a lottery system. Go to California. What they do in California is just straight up corruption. The California real estate market is just so fucking corrupt. It's ridiculous. That's why everybody over there is moving to Arizona and shit. They're moving to Arizona just to have a fucking life. You can't have a life in California anymore. You got entire neighborhoods in California that have moved to Arizona. Crazy. He said tax season is about to be crazy. Yeah, because nobody's going to pay taxes. I'm going to be like, why the fuck do I have to pay? I didn't do nothing. So why are people reluctant to take the vaccine? And you're going to take, okay, brother. You say, why? Look, if you trust these people to give you the vaccine, then that's fine. Or the shot, rather, the shot. But I don't trust these people, man. We're talking about publicly traded companies. We're talking about people who, drink baby blood and are involved in these secretive groups. And, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I just need more time to learn about it. I want to see you take it first. You take it first. You show me that after your second shot, that you're still a normal person, that you can still, get an erection. You can still get an erection. If you can still get an erection, then I'll consider it. But after your second dose, 30 days later, if you're not able to get an erection, I mean normal, like, you know, you see a chick with some like huge tits and you're like, oh God, I'm hard. You know, but if you got to like touch yourself or, oh, I don't know. I don't know, bro. You know. Because I'm hearing different things coming out of England, you know. After just the first shot, I'm hearing a lot of weird stuff coming out of there. You know? You say I'm not taking that garbage ass vaccine. Oh, man. They got us by the balls, man, because like I said, they might not, you know, let you get a job. They might not let you fly, you know, if you don't take the thing. So they got you by the balls. So we got to see what's going to happen. You know, but you see how they're plopping up black people everywhere to take it because they're virtue signaling. Hey, look at all the black people who took it. They're fine. You know, give it to you know, all the black people and they're fine. They're smiling and laughing while they're taking it. I'm doing it for the country. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said right here for the country. You know, standing in line like a damn goofball. First in line. It's hilarious. I mean, look at all these videos. All the videos all summer of the people who are fighting people to take masks, you know, to not wear their mask. Have you noticed they don't look like any of the people who are taking a shot right now? They're not taking that damn shot. They're not going to take it. How are you going to convince somebody who didn't want to wear a mask to take a shot? They're not going to do it. So yeah, they're going to, you know, they went to the hood. They went to all the goofy, you know, foreign black, you know, medical workers. And they found them to sit at the chair and put the camera in front of their face and say, yeah, I'm taking the shot. It's all virtue signaling. You know, the guinea pigs, man. Use you to let them know it's okay. Because you got a big old goofy smile on your face. I'm taking the vaccine. You know, next thing you know, your baby's coming out with 7 toes and all that kind of shit. Come on, man. Say, I'm 60 years old with 3 kids. I don't need an erection. Fuck that. Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to be 75 years old. I'm still going to be blowing loads. You hear me, bro? I'm still going to be blowing loads, bro. Face is covered, dude. I'm flooding pussies at 75 years old. Flooding them, bro. Hurricane Katrina up in that pussy, bro. That's me. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what you saying, man. 60 years old talking about you don't want no erection. If anything, that's a surprise to me because I feel like if you're in your 70s right now and your 60s, you should look at young women today like, damn, these women look so good. Cause I'm looking at some of these pictures of women in the 70s and 80s. They were bony as fuck, man. These women were so flat chested and bony, and I mean, we're you know, I look at some of these family albums from the early 80s, 70s. I'm like, dude, where are the racks at, dude? Like, where are the chicks with the big tits, dude? I don't see it. You know, if you're in your 70s, you're in your 60s, you should be, variety. I don't know. Maybe it's just my mindset, man. I don't mean to change the subject, but that's just my mindset, man. I just feel like if you're an older man, you must look at young women today as like just walking, Venus figurines. The women today look 10 times better than what women used to look like 20 years ago. The makeup is better, hair better, body physically is on a whole different level. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what you talking about, man. Maybe because I spent too much time in the hood, but these old men in the hood, they can't take their eyes off these young women, man. So yeah, you know what? That's it. You live in a white neighborhood, don't you? I think that's it. That's it. Guess you be in your house trade and go full time. I ain't taking it. Yeah, I mean, look, don't do something for us to take it, man. Don't force it down our throats somehow. They really want to, I know they have lawmakers out there trying to force it. Have I heard of Kevin Samuels? Yeah, I've heard of Kevin. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, man. The guy's like the #1 black YouTuber right now, man. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He's on right now. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He's on right now, bro. That's the hottest brother on social media. Had the whole world talking about him. With the whole high net worth man conversation. And he's right, man. Look, and I've been saying that for a while on this channel. Look, if you're a brother making over $80,000 a year, you're bro, you don't have to play in the NBA to live like a player. You don't have to play in the NBA, the NFL. Bro, again, that's in our community. I feel sorry. In other groups, you have to make $400,000 a year to be in the top 10% of that group. That's why, look, being a white man is stressful. Look, if you don't make a certain level, you ain't getting that certain quality of chick. You know what I'm saying? Yes. That's why they got the alt-right and all these other little splinter groups where people who just can't cut it have to just go out and make, false ideologies for themselves to deal with being a failure, man. The shit is deep, man. Shit is deep. But if you're a brother, you make $80,000 a year, $90,000 a year, bro, you the shit. Most of these women out here, they don't really have no real career. They just kind of have a little job that kind of like takes care of the bills, and it's not real anything that's going to put them into a position of wealth. So, if you got, entry level 6 figures, you the man to them. You the man. So obviously what Kevin Samuels has done is been able to, create an image around him that, gets a lot of women worked up because they know it's the truth. That those guys, they have the world by the balls, man. And they get to pick and choose. And some women, unfortunately, have, used their value up by making poor decisions, and now have to live with those decisions. They can't accept the real deal. Do you have to own the stock or use for your iron condors? No, yeah, you don't have, not at all. For any iron condor, you don't have to own the underlying in stock. Again, these are options, right? I'm just buying an option, selling an option on each side of the trade. Yeah, watch some YouTube videos on it. There's tons of videos on it teach you how to do risk oriented, define risk strategies. So you went very long in the VIX back in September, expiring in January, and you got bodied. Yeah, man. Trying to long the VIX is, it's a waiting game. Selling volatility is way more valuable than buying volatility. Historically, America has some of the lowest volatility in the world. We don't get 3% down moves every day like some of these countries like in the third world. I know that's the racist term supposedly now, but America has historically low volatility. That's why people all over the world put their money in our financial system, because it's safe and it's secure and it's very predictable about what the returns will be over time. So you never really want a long volatility unless you're very, very sure. It's big money in shorting volatility, really good money in that. Big Anki says it's called wasted white privilege. It's just poor decision making, stuff like that. Some people just got poor decision making. That's all. I'm very happy if I just sell 10 tacos. He said those hot young women don't want no old gray-ass, gray-haired, flabby men sell. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Bro, that's a lie. These young women, bro, are you kidding me? These young women are literally making and dancing to songs talking about how much they want a man just to, they don't even care about love. They just want a man to like pay their bills and stuff. This is, if you're a guy with gray hair right now, you're in your 50s, your 60s, obviously, if you're, happily married and you're doing your thing, do your thing. But if you're like a single person and you're just, trying to really kind of get out there again, this is like the best time for you. These young women are so anxious to look for somebody who's just going to fly in and like save them. It's I've never seen a time like this before. 10 years ago when I was in school, it was more like, hey, I want to be a lawyer. I want to do for myself. And, I don't need no man. I'm going to be. Now, please, can I have a sugar daddy? Don't put it on Facebook. I want a sugar daddy. I just want somebody to pay my bills. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What are you talking about? These women are so desperate to have somebody just help them. Especially now with COVID. Oh my God. Most of these women don't have anything to look forward to right now. They're at home bored, especially these young women. They're at home bored. They're underemployed, underpaid. You're in your 50s, your 60s, you figured it out. Dude, I mean, come on. You're the man. You're the man. You just got to see it differently. You got to see it differently. Do I day trade or invest in stocks for a long time? Oh, I'm pretty much, I swing trade now. I would consider it swing trading. 3 to 10 days at a time. But I got a couple 45-day trades, but all the trading I do would be considered short-term trading. But of course I got my retirement accounts and stuff like that. But yeah, but 3 to 10 days. But I don't do any day trading anymore and stuff like that. I'm 34 now, man. I'm getting too old for that. You know, my heart beating like that anymore. I mean, that's like a young man's game. You know, your heart, you stand in front of the computer, breathing all deep, and your heart beating like, ooh, fuck that shit, man. I ain't doing that shit no more, man. I ain't doing that shit no more. Too stressful, dude. Yeah, man. You know, only had really $100, and then when I started promoting, by the time I was done promoting, I was at like 41, 42,000. You know, and then pretty much kind of just took it from there. You know, but my promotion game didn't go nearly as hard as it could have gone if I kind of knew what I was doing back then. That bitches ain't shit. Come on, man. Don't have that attitude with the women. Let me tell you something, man. I know this is just probably not what you want to hear, but women are the most valuable things on earth, bro. You know, women. I think there's a verse in the Bible like that says that, right? Like a young woman is worth more than gold or something like that. They're worth more than gold. You know? That's in any society, bro. That's why they have so much attitude between the ages of like 18 and 25. They're worth more than gold. You know, when she gets past 30, then, you know, then the value just kind of, you know, goes by the wayside in terms, you know, and I don't say that to be mean. I just say that, you know, it's just kind of how society is. You say you talking about tricking, simping, sugar daddy shit, but that's what those women expect, Johnny. That's what they expect out of. Look, what do you expect out of a woman who's messing with you if you're 61 and she's 22 years old, 24 years old, 25 years old? You think she likes you because she you know, because your balls smell like, you know, I don't know, what's the thing old men, I'm thinking it was some old fashioned cologne or something. Come on, man. She expects you to, you know, grease her up with some paper, bro. She expects you to grease her up with some paper. Now, I'm not saying that love can't be built over time. I think there's sometimes real love is built over time. Look, if you from the hood, you already know that those kind of relationships are out here, bro. I mean, I see it in Charlotte. I saw it in Memphis when I lived there. Saw it in Virginia when I was in the Navy. Yeah, you'll meet these girls who will have an old ass baby daddy. This motherfucker is like old enough to be your own father. I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, you got a kid. Okay, sure. Where's your child's father? Oh, he's over there. He's over there. You end up meeting the kid's dad, and he's like in his early 40s. You know, or some shit like that. That's been going down, man. Juan Diaz, you said you love women. Okay. He said she then turned them into silver. Hilarious. He said mothballs. Yeah, there you go. Old Spice. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see anything, Big Onk. These 3D hyper realistic GAN women about to take up the game, though. You know, I have been looking at some of those 3D women on Instagram because they have these accounts, right? And those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, there are these accounts on Instagram which are computer generated women, but still, I don't. 3D women will never be able to replace physical women. Now, robotic women, if they I don't know. Nah, because even then, I just don't think so. If we get to a point where they start being able to create, like you can literally create women, like basically you can create the kind of woman you want from like a menu, then I can then start seeing the value of women being like really, you know, fucked over with. But until then, a young woman will always be incredibly valuable, no matter where she goes. You know, you say it costs to have a bad shorty. Yeah, man. You know, absolutely. Beautiful women will have always had it easier. A woman who's very beautiful will always be well taken care of. Always. You don't have to really work or anything like that. Unless, men have to find their value, women have to, save their value or protect their value. That's the word for it. And some women, unfortunately, due to circumstances, poor judgment, they lose their value early in life by making poor decisions. You know, some women, they waste their value by waiting too long or believing in ideologies that are fanciful. You know, but on the stock tip, you ever played Mara? Yeah, a long time ago, man. We used to play these little stocks like Mara and stuff like that, but I kind of got out of that bullshit. Mara is one of those stocks that's had its time in the sun. But we played all those stocks here, man. I used to go live every single fucking day. When at the same at the time when I didn't have no women in my life like that. But now I realize I like my balls drained more than I like being live every day. So that's why I don't come on live that much. You said you're 49 and had a 25-year-old. Okay. She was trying to break my shit off. Hilarious. Yeah, I mean, the only thing about having those younger women like that at your age is you got to keep your references fresh. You know what I'm saying? You got to you ain't got to be into the young stuff, but you got to at least know what it is. If you don't even know what the young stuff is, then conflict tends to arise. So you just got to have to at least know what the hell young people are doing. But it's natural for people to age and then your references start getting old and shit like that. So most men find it hard to make money, so they can't find good quality women. Well, it's not really hard to make money though. You just have to, learn a skill that's valuable to the marketplace, right? Because you're only paid what your contribution is to the marketplace. So there are certain skills that regulated, whether it be by a license, or a certain body, right? Whether it be the medical professions, insurance professions, contracting, building, HVAC, all that kind of stuff. You just have to find one of those lanes that you feel like you can wake up and do every day, right? IT, right? Go out and get maybe a certification or something like that, and position yourself to do one of those roles, and you'll find a woman. Again, most women do not have good quality, work. They can't get rich doing what they do. So they're constantly on the lookout, particularly women, of course, women who aren't already married, to look for someone to take care of them. So if you are positioned yourself to have one of these decent paying lines of work, then you will find, a woman who will, take care of you and, be your wife. If that's what you want. Options all the way. But yeah, it starts with making sure you pick a good girl too. I mean, some of these guys who've been with women 30, 35 years married, they'll tell you, you definitely don't want to stay. You want to stay away from women who love the company more than you. You got some women out here who just love the company more than they love their man. They love the title more than they love their man. You don't want somebody like that in your life. You got some women who just want to serve the corporation. They want to serve the company. Personally, I like a home kind of woman. I like a woman who's all about the house and kind of loves just taking care of her kids and stuff like that. That's just me. I don't like the lawyer chick. I've done that. I've dated a girl who was in medical school and all. Fuck that shit. Not for me. Yeah. Shout out to the guys who are still up with me this late, man. I stay up late myself too. I forgot you guys be up here being zombies too. I was watching some of Tariq Nasheed's bullshit. I don't know. Anybody here watch Tariq Nasheed? He's gotten himself into some hot water stealing people's shit. That guy is such a reactionary, man. Jay-Z and Beyonce is an older man. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z is much older than Beyonce. I think it's at least 10 years, right? I think, Not and 10 years isn't actually even too bad. 10 years actually isn't even really that bad. Because my grandparents were 10 years apart, so that actually isn't that bad. What you think about FBA and ADOS? I'm a big supporter of ADOS. I don't Tariq Nasheed and his little FBA thing. He's just a drifter, man. That dude is so reactionary. He doesn't have any plans or anything. He just kind of jumps on whatever's hot. He's out here stealing from guys like Al Quan and taking their stuff. Dane Calloway taking their stuff. Whatever is like hot, he takes it. Then he created this whole FBA thing where he's trademarked it. So what he's hoping is that everybody is going to say, I'm not Black American or African American, I'm FBA. So now all these organizations, if they want to use the word FBA, they're going to have to pay him money to put it in books and stuff like that. So it's a money hustle for him. And again, he's never been someone who's, been proactive about creating movements. He's always reactive. And that's just his new hustle. That's his new hustle. So, but ADOS, I'm way big supporter because they're out there actually doing work. They're meeting with legislators. They got little groups. They're out here, getting people to come and see them. And, you know what I'm saying? They actually, making stuff happen. This dude is just going on live insulting people, and there's no real policy, no real, willingness to actually meet with people of power who are in the room getting things done. So I'm not a fan of that, man. If you gonna talk the shit, be about the shit 100%. Is ADOS LGBT? But bro, black people are gay too. I mean, black people, they're gay black people out here. What do you want to do? Like, do you not want to include black people who are gay or black people who? I mean, what do you want to? How you can't pick and choose who your people are. Like, you're gonna have people in your family who are gay. You're gonna have people in your family who are. But they don't need a check too, bro. Like, I mean, what you want to do? And to say it's a LGBT group is really not fair. So, yeah, man. I mean, you gotta make it happen, man. We gotta be off that gay shit like that. I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, I don't understand why any brother would want to, be with another man instead of these beautiful chocolate, you know, dump truck ass females out here. But if that's your thing, bro, look, do what you got to do, bro. But I still want the best for you. You know what I'm saying? I still want you see you get a check so that I can create products and services that you can buy from me. You know what I mean? So, I'm off that stuff, bro. We got to get it done, man. I'm off that. Joe Biden ain't gonna do nothing. Trump wasn't gonna do nothing. So, but no, this FBA is a joke, man. And let's be honest. Tariq ain't never done no real work out here for nobody but himself. Game recognized game. And I know like people like him because he's funny. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about black folks is like if you can make them laugh, you can fuck them over 1,000,000 times. If you can make black folks laugh, you can fuck them over. You can lie to them. You can steal from them. Anything you want, as long as you can make them laugh, and he's good at that. He's really good at that. Shout out to everybody who bought a Karen keychain. I mean, come on, man. I mean, y'all saw that when he was selling the Karen keychains? What kind of grown man are you with a damn Karen keychain, man? Come on, man. And then he had some of you guys buying a damn, the little $5 can of, what was that spray? Ah, man, what do they call that stuff? I forgot what they call that stuff. The same cans that you can get on eBay for like $10. It was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, goon juice. There we go. Come on, man. What type of bullshit? This guy's so, first, okay, we were already here, and then he calls this shit Ogun juice. I mean, come on, man. Like, this dude is playing people. It's like, and people they're just blind. Yeah, that's Ogun. Come on, man. Like, dude is full of shit, bro. Dude is full of shit. I think I just accidentally deleted one of my calendar channels. Somebody just brought up Roku. Let me check that out. Yeah, it looks impressive. I ain't gonna lie. Roku. I saw somebody bring up Roku. I had to take a look at that. Yeah, it did look nice for a second. You say you're 56, your wife is 31 from Jamaica. I'm getting it down or on. Okay, that's what's up with you, man. Shit, 56, wife is 31. Hollow on my crown. Yeah, that's right too. But I mean, it's not even the shitting on Africans part. It's he doesn't have a real plan. Like he's not. Tariq doesn't have a plan. He doesn't. He's not actually putting together anything to really move the thing, forward or not. He's just going to turn his little camera on that he refuses to upgrade, and just kind of blabber until, until something else comes new. Also, if I had 1,000, how much could I make a year with your methods? On $1,000, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm hoping that that thousand is something you're going to be constantly and putting more money into, because unless you're starting investing with significant amount of capital, if you're starting with just $1,000, you have to keep putting money in, right? You want to have have their money continue to grow, not just with the investments in terms of your ROI, but the leverage you get as you continue to add capital to your investments. But with just $1,000, I mean, you gotta understand, with $1,000, you're going to be making maybe 200 for every $1,000 you spend in the position. So bearing in mind that you get your first 10 trades go right, then you hopefully deposit another 1,000, then it starts to kind of work out for you. But then it also requires you to follow the strategy to a T. And the thing about men is that, you can tell a man to do something, but he wants to make it his own. So he's going to try to change something or do this. And even though you got a set formula, like, dude, follow this, he's going to do something. You tell him, hey, make it a 10-day trade, right? It'll be a 10-day trade. You can hold it for 5 days, right? Because if the trade has over 10 days, a 85% probability of success, right? Over 10 days, that means over 5 days, it's what? 99.99%. So if you're taking in only $200 for 10 days and $100 for 5 days, it's easier to get the 100 than the 200. He's not going to listen to you. He's going to try to do, a 65% probability trade over 10 days. And it's just, yeah. I know I'm being long-winded, but I think you can get what I'm trying to say. Hey, what's going on Crypto with Linnell? Said Big Onk, ADOS called out the Africans, and Tariq just got big because he spoke on it. It's been years now. Man, again, Tariq is a drifter, bro. He's a grifter, rather. He takes other people's stuff and passes it on as himself. He uses the money from the community to raise money for his movies and turns around and keeps all the revenue for himself. He doesn't share the revenue with the people. Alquan made a really good video where he talked about why hasn't Tariq moved into Blu-ray quality video yet? He's still putting shit out on DVD quality. Why? Because DVD is cheap. Look at his movies. They're not even 1080p. His last movie was just last year? Hidden Colors 5? It's not even 1080p, bro. So we giving this man $150K for these, PBS quality specials. Learn to chart and save your heart. I ran up 3K to like 20K in options and crypto and lost it all in GLD, VIX, and shitcoins. God damn, Halo. Shit happens, bro. But if you can do it once, you can do it again. I really believe that. And every guy's got a sad story. I got a video up here where how I lost $7,500 in Roku. That's $7,500 in Roku, gone, bro. It was gone in a matter of a day and a half. It was gone. That was the biggest pain I don't think that was the first time. I'm a grown ass man, bro. That was the first time. This was like 4 years ago now, but that was the first time I cried like that since a good friend died. Because it was just crazy. Just crazy. Just ran away from me. I've never had any trade do that. Even, that COVID sell-off wasn't like that. Even the COVID sell-off was gentle because you kind of saw it coming. I mean, it was like the first day was kind of red, and the next day, so, everybody saw the COVID one coming. But that Roku trade was just, again, me thinking that I was going to outsmart the market. Playing with these low float stocks like Roku at the time. I don't know what the float is for Roku now, but let's check on the market, see. Oh wow, look, we're going green again. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh yeah, we're about to go green again. Look at this. And again, shout out to everybody who's looking at my charts. Again, I made a video about it. Here's the after hours. After I started about right here. But this thing's about to try to turn up again. Too much liquidity out there. Said Tariq is cool. I haven't listened to him in years. But yeah, go ahead and listen to him. Go ahead and listen to what he's doing now. It's really interesting. One guy I really feel sorry for is Tommy Sotomayor. This dude is out here making porn, dude. God damn, brother. How low can you go? Look, if I ever get so low where I have to start putting my balls on camera, please just go ahead and take my life, because my life is pretty much over. And that's probably why I'm doing that. That's sad. I'm not sweating it. Monero is going to be the future, in my opinion. Shout out to you. I was talking about Monero earlier. I don't even buy Bitcoin. I buy Monero because I can afford to buy multiple coins of Monero. Yeah, this nigga's out here. This nigga's out here making porn, dude. That's hilarious. And back in the day, he was talking to Poetry Travis. She's definitely my type of lady. I mean, like, dude, make something with her. I mean, but I couldn't even. I can't even click on whatever it is. I just saw like a screenshot. I didn't even click of it because I'm not trying to watch Tommy Sotomayor out here smashing anybody. Yeah, Tommy's doing porn, bro. Yeah, he's got an OnlyFans page. Yep, got an OnlyFans page. Sad. So the biggest pain was you losing 7,000 in April when you swore the market was going back down, and boom, 5% limit up on futures. Woo! Boy, I know that was painful. Yeah, never ever bet on the market going down, bro. Never bet, Only bet on the market going down when it's actually going down. But other than that, always bet on the market going up. Up, 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 up. Always. Everybody wants to buy up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go up, up, up. But yeah, guys. All right, so we actually really legit trying to go positive here on the marketplace. We got Bitcoin trying to break out here soon. We got there's so much, liquidity on Bitcoin at that 20,000 level. There's a lot of supply up there. So it's having a hard time with that. There's so much supply up there. People who've been holding for years. People who were, got in and it fell off and they just forgot about it. Now it's right back to where it is. So they're seeing it as an opportunity to cash out. So we got to get those people out of there, and maybe Bitcoin will continue to go higher. Personally, you think the U.S. dollar, or you think the markets will go up until we have a U.S. dollar crisis? Well, here's the thing: there'll never be a U.S. dollar crisis because, again, and I've said this several times, if you're a millionaire in Burundi, you're a millionaire in Bolivia, Argentina, Venezuela, there's no safer place to put your money than in U.S. dollars. So as long as the United States exists, the U.S. dollar will always be a valuable entity. You got to understand, fake U.S. dollars are worth more in some of these other countries than their money. Wrap your head around that. A fake U.S. dollar is worth more than real money, of their currency. Right? So with that being the case, the U.S. dollar will always have value, will always be a safe haven currency. So yeah, we can print it like crazy, we can do whatever, but the world will never have enough. In fact, you can't even Google how much dollars are in the world. Nobody even knows. Nobody even knows how many dollars are out there. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Because the world's thirst for dollars is limitless. It's absolutely limitless. It's completely limitless. But that's why cryptocurrencies work, because everybody can have it. Everybody can have it. It's not like the US dollar. Everybody can't get their hands on Series 2010 US dollars. For all my dudes who trade internationally, if you travel anywhere internationally, you have to have Series 2010 US money. Otherwise, they're not even going to take it. If you go out to some of these other third world countries with a 1998 US dollar or anything above 2010, guess what? They're not even going to take that shit. They're not even going to take it. Now, what cryptocurrencies allow you to do is you can go all over the world. You can have that crypto in your phone, and you can sell it to anybody, take it from anybody, and nobody has to worry that it's fake. Right? Nobody has to worry about holding it to the sky and doing all this shit and all that you do in some of these third world countries where you do business and people are just like, is it real, legit? So, yeah. So the U.S. Army backs the dollar. That's true too. Yeah. It's a lot of weaponry behind that dollar. What's going on, Bill Betts? Up early, or up late rather. Said people were probably ripping them off back in the day like crazy. Absolutely. I mean, those previous dollars were so easy to make. Fake U.S. dollars is big money in South America. I don't know if I got any South Americans in the chat room right now. They'll tell you, fake U.S. dollar bills is big money. Some people make a living printing off fake U.S. dollars. If you live in a country like Venezuela, you got some dollars on you right now, you the man, bro. You're the man. Got the market leveling out here a little bit. But yeah, guys, man, it's been a long stream. I appreciate you guys joining me. I mean, I think we've pretty much talked about every damn stock under the sun. But right now, man, it's just going up, bro. It's going up. We're going to keep going up. I saw somebody had 38.50 for December. I mean, we're already mid-December. 38.50 is not even on the 38.50. I don't see it at all. I don't see 38.50 at all, based on the last couple of days anyway. But Look, this weekly chart is still looking very, very strong. So never say never. But I don't see 3850. But, I don't know. 3850, where's that? Here's 3850. 2 weeks left. You never know, man. This market can do things. But I don't see 3850 by the end of the year. Let me just look at the daily chart real quick. Or 3-day. Yeah, 3850 might be a little bit too much. But, 3720, 3730, that's not under the question. That's not under the question. But I do see a very strong January. I do see a very strong February. I think next, this time in the summer is going to be amazing. This coming summer is going to be amazing for the markets. There's so much money to be made, guys. So much money to be made in these markets. I heard somebody bringing up the SPACs, right? Next season, we're going to have a full and legit NFL and NCAA season. Like, sports betting is going to be back. It's going to be bigger than ever. So you're going to have, real legit football games. College football is going to be back. It's going to be incredible next year. There's going to be so much hunger for entertainment, for content, for a lot of things next year. Like, it's just going to be hot, man. It's going to be a hot 2021. I think all estimates in terms of growth are completely underestimated when we talk about sports betting, athleisure, all that kind of stuff. When it comes talking about just going outside for every normal day people. Oh, LRT, that man, it was just too much work for that. It was just too much work for that. For very little in terms of return. Said put call ratio hits a 20-year low. Yeah, everybody's long, pull trader. Everybody's long. Here's DraftKings. Yeah, DraftKings, all these sites. I mean, 2021 is going to be the shit for all these sites. They tried their best this year with what they could in terms of COVID and the NFL. But I'm telling you right now, next year is going to be the shit. It's going to be an incredible season next year for the NFL and for NCAA football. Because with NCAA football, a lot of those seniors can come back next year. So you're going to have a lot of teams that are going to be really, really competitive next year. With some 5-year seniors on board and all of that. Let me see, LCA. Okay. Yeah. So keep a list of these companies, man. I wasn't familiar with LCA, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. But I'm looking at the MGMs of the world and whatnot. And then you got what Mike Tyson is doing with his little Legends of the Ring kind of thing, whatever, bringing these old guys back to do that kind of stuff. That's a whole new lane right there. I mean, and again, it's not for heavyweight belts, but just having those guys be able to come back in the ring and make some money, and that's a whole new, a whole new arena right there for boxing. That's huge. It's huge, huge, huge. That's a big, big deal. Most guys hang it up after 36, 38. So to be able to have a league where you have these older boxers or who are able to kind of come out there and do things, that's the shit. You said Roy Jones should have stayed. Yeah, Roy Jones wasn't in shape. That's why. Roy Jones was clearly not in shape. That Roy Jones he was dying, bro. I was feeling for him. I was feeling bad for him because he was not in shape at all. You know, but there are a lot of guys I'd love to see back in the ring, you know. What was the name of that dude who played against Rocky, the white dude with the long hair what was his character? That dude was knocking motherfuckers out, too. I think it was Rocky 3. I want to see all those guys from the 80s, you know, come back. Because a lot of those guys are still pretty good and pretty decent shape. You know, I'd love to see, you know, Rasim Rahman. I'd love to see him come back. That guy out of England who was like flipping over, you know, the rings and stuff like that. I'd like to see him come back. You know. You said the 80s. Yeah, why not? Yeah, some of those 80s boxers. Dude, the 80s boxers were the best boxers. The 80s boxers were some of the best boxers. Let me find out what this guy's name was, man. What was the white dude in Rocky? I think it was Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3? No, it was the one with Don King. What was that fake Don King character? It was the fake Don King character, and then he was pushing the white dude, trying to beat up on what was supposed to be like a washed up Rocky. Carl Weathers. No, not Dolph. No, I thought you said, I know you said it was, what was his name? He was a real boxer in real life. Tommy Gunn. Yeah, there we go. Tommy Gunn. Tommy Gunn. Yeah, who was Tommy Gunn's character? He was a real boxer in real life. What's his real name? Tommy Gunn? He was portrayed by Tommy Morrison. Yeah, there we go. Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison. That dude, Tommy Morrison, was actually knocking motherfuckers out. Tommy Morrison was actually knocking motherfuckers out. I saw some of his old videos. Oh, he's dead? Oh shit, my bad. Damn, I didn't know he was dead. Their son was in the final stages of AIDS. Damn, I didn't know the dude had AIDS. Shit. Septic shock, motion, or cardiac arrest. God damn. Okay, he's dead. Okay, I didn't know it was Tommy. God damn. Oh shit. My bad. Damn, I didn't know. I had no idea, bro. I didn't know he was dead. I did not know that. I really don't understand why they had to kill off Apollo Creed, though. That didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, they killed off Apollo Creed like that. Because I think that would have definitely added some really good background to what they got going on right now with the Creed movies. Carl Weathers, he's only 72 years old. You know, so I don't understand why they did that. But I think that, it had a role, I guess, for the time. He said Holyfield wants to fight Tyson. Yeah, that'd be a good, bro. Holyfield Tyson, that's a $50 million fight right now. That could still, that's a $50 million fight. Holyfield Tyson in 2020, you can still pack an arena with that. Says Shannon Briggs wants to fight. I don't know if I'd fight Shannon Briggs, though. I mean, Shannon Briggs is, Yeah, he's 49. Yeah, he's still pretty big too. He's still pretty big. Yeah, I don't know if I'd fight if Tyson wants any part of Shannon Briggs, but Holyfield, yeah, I do a whole, Tyson Holyfield would bring more money in too. Tyson Holyfield would bring way more money. Yeah. So yeah, Holyfield better wear earmuffs. Hilarious. Is that Bloodsport 6? Okay. Yeah, Devo just died too. That's sad. Yeah, yeah. Shannon Briggs is 49. Shannon Briggs is 49. But no, Shannon Briggs and Mike Tyson there, I wouldn't want to see that. You know, Shannon Briggs is like 6'4", dude. Tyson is 5'10", barely. I'd rather see Tyson Holyfield anyway. I'd rather see Tyson Holyfield. Man, I'll knock Tim Sykes' ass out, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Holyfield better wear ear. Yeah, I saw. Okay, where Mike looked like a dog. But speaking of YouTubers fighting, what's his name was going to end up fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time, Money May. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I can't believe Mayweather actually gave Paul. I forgot what his name. What's his name again? Paul something or something. Paul. Yeah, Tyson May, hilarious. Um, but Mayweather actually gave Jake Paul. Yeah, thank you, somebody. Thank you. Actually gave Jake Paul the time of day. But it's going to be an easy W for him. It's just like, what was it, like 2 years ago when he went after the Japanese kid? This Japanese kid who in Japan was like a superstar because he had won like 15 straight fights, knocking motherfuckers out who were also Asian just like him. So everybody in Japan was like, oh, he can knock out Mayweather. He was like the Japanese great white Jap hope, basically, you know. But anyway, Mayweather went out there and knocked his ass out. Just embarrassed his ass. You know. So I don't know. I'm surprised, but this is gonna be an easy W for Floyd Mayweather. That's why he took the fight. It's easy, and he knows Jake Paul's gonna bring in the money. Jake Paul's gonna bring in the money, and Mayweather's just getting for a check. It's just another check for Mayweather, Al Heyman, and all of those people. Oh yeah, Eban R, just for the purse. That's all it is. Shout out to Al Heyman. Al Heyman knows how to get to the bag, man. He knows how to get to the bag. Said Mike looked like a dog. Yeah, Mike Tyson is ready, boy. Mike Tyson is he's hungry to fight, man. But he said it a lot. Mike Tyson is a warrior. Mike Tyson is just somebody who's like, hey, this is my life. This is who I am. This is what I'll always be. I'll never be a fucking doctor or, I'm just a fighter, dude. I'm here to fight. And he's just, one of those guys who was like, if he ever lived a life prior to this, he was probably one of those guys who like fought in that Greek little Parthenons and shit. And got ate by a lion or some shit. You know what I mean? That's just like one of those, that's just like his life, dude, He's gonna live and die like that. You can contact me on Twitter There's my Twitter right there on the screen, or you can email me. That should be in the description. You know. But yeah, all of those, and then again, you can bet on all of those fights. You're able to take bets on all of those fights. So it's gonna be, man, it's gonna be really exciting. It's gonna be really, really exciting next year in sports. The NBA season's gonna be great, right? Because they're actually gonna be traveling again, and so that's gonna be the shit. It's gonna be a really great season next year of sports all around. The Olympics is gonna be coming back. So yeah, man, it's gonna be the shit. It really is. So you want to see some celebrity boxing matches? Yeah, they could bring back celebrity boxing. I mean, I know that was a thing in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. That might actually come back. That'd be pretty good for social media. Somebody needs to put that together. Some of these D-list stars to go at it. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go, man. It's 1:30 in the morning. I know I probably said this like 5 times already, but I'll let you guys go grab some sleep. Market opens up here in about, 8 hours? Yeah, in about 8 hours. So grab whatever sleep you can. Although I know myself, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and then I end up going to watch Bloomberg, seeing what the Chinese stocks are doing, CNBC Africa or CNBC, Europe or some shit like that, seeing what the Saudis are doing, how they're over there. Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is actually really an interesting channel. I was like, oh shit. And Al Jazeera, Al Jazeera's on YouTube. I'll be watching that shit like, these Saudi princesses, they like to get shitted on, and they like to eat shit, or not eat shit, but they like to like shit on women and stuff. And oh man, I've just been learning so much about people from the Middle East. They really are like different kind. They really are like a different group of people. Like, the stuff people are into in the Middle East is just disturbing, man, on a whole nother level. Like, I thought Americans are nasty, but these people are just, man. Oh, good Lord. I mean, you don't really know what nasty is until you really start to study the Middle East. These people are just, their level of nasty, of wickedness is, you don't even want to, when you start going down that deep hole, it's sad. It's really sad. The damn shame. Some of these guys, like their girl to like fart in their face and stuff. So you ate good off NIO. Tesla's too volatile. Yeah, Tesla is just kind of leveling out right now. Man, if I like that, be the last one we talk about. Yeah, Tesla is just kind of, use the 3-day, use the weekly Tesla. God damn. It did jump today, didn't it? Shit. I thought that 653 would be the high, and then that was, let me see, what's the hourly? Yeah, there he goes. Yes, Tesla's just kind of leveling out here, but still, I mean, this thing looks like it's about to make a new high. Here's Tesla. This thing will not quit, dude. But again, getting added to the S&P 500, so You got a lot of rebalancing there. You got billions of dollars that need to go in there to get, a part of Tesla. And again, it's just not the S&P 500 because you have a lot of other ETFs that try to mimic how that moves. So it's not just SPY. It's not just, some of the other ones that kind of have to mimic the S&P 500 because there's several products that do that. Now they all got to go in there and buy a piece of Tesla. So you're going to see that start to take off. Big Gok, yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm not doing anything to your comments. Jeff, you said you love stock too much. I do love stock. I do love stocks, bro. I love trading, bro. Love trading. Love trading. And it's not a harmful addiction. This is just what I love to talk about. I love to talk about these companies and make money off trading. I still can't believe we make money off this shit. Like we make money off, an inefficient market. You can make money out of thin air. I just wish I had more size, like every trader, right? Because even the billionaires wish they had more size, right? But obviously their problems are bigger than us. I mean, because, when you have, $10 billion to trade with, if you have $1 billion to trade with, I mean, there are very few things you can actually invest with $1 billion. So we are lucky in the aspect that we have way more things to put our money in, which is maybe a bad thing because we do have very too many options, really. To be honest with you, we have too many options. So it's important for us to really stay focused on what's the best place, to put your money in order to make the biggest return, or at least the safest and best return. Because it's not even really about the biggest return. It's about the safest return. As we start to kind of get up, on these debt levels, get up on, these ranges in terms of like where we are, where somebody said the put call ratios are highest they've been since 2000. And because we're getting up to some of these levels where it's just kind of starting to get a little scary. Some of these ratios are getting really, really crazy. Really crazy. Yeah, LRT, check out my course. It's legit, man. I'm adding. It's got so much stuff already in there, but I teach you about futures, teach you about, all these kind of risk-defying strategies that aren't going to send you into the poorhouse. Like, a lot of guys will put you into these trades that will send you to the poorhouse very quickly, very quickly. If you don't know what you're doing. Do you have to study for the Series 7? Hell no. I'd never be interested in becoming a stockbroker. 20 years ago maybe, but not these days. Not these days. So this is my solar biz. Absolutely. My numbers went crazy during COVID, man. My numbers for my YouTube pages went crazy. Like I've never seen this kind of watch time during COVID. It was just, absolutely insane. Yeah, let me take a look at that real quick. Yes, I know, because I know you mentioned it a couple times. Hourly. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, it's kind of out of the range right now, and as you can see here, kind of fighting to kind of stay up there. But again, people are seeing this chart and seeing kind of pricing kind of run away from itself, but it's doing okay. Here's the daily chart. So we know on the weekly, it's overbought on the weekly. Daily, it's kind of working its way down, kind of topping out here. So obviously I wouldn't go long here. This is probably not where I would want to go long. But I think you're going to be able to find a great price here real soon. Again, I don't know what the deal is with the company. But very, very hot stock right now. Very hot stock. Absolutely. I would never want to become a broker. I mean, dude, there's so many incredible stories of guys who had $10,000. Now they're day trading, making money from home. Um, I don't like to blow myself up, but I definitely consider myself someone who's been able to generate a monthly income from the market. But I reinvest everything that I make. But if you're one of these guys who can, move to, let's say, one of these cheaper parts of the country or cheaper parts of the world, you can easily do this for a living. Easily do this for a living. I mean, there's so many opportunities for you to make it, a full-time living. It's absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. But again, you got to have a well-defined trading strategy that has proven itself over time to give you a winning edge. You have to have a winning edge. All right. You can't be one of these like 20% traders out here, 2 out of 10 trades you win or something like that, unless you're just really good with your stop losses like that. But, you've got to have a strategy that is back tested to give you an edge over and over and over and over again. And also what I continue to learn is that, the guys who are doing this for a living, they only trade like 3 or 4 products. They do not have a list of like 25 or 30 stocks. They have like 3 or, anywhere between like 3 to 5 tickers, and that's all they do. And they know these stocks like the back of their hand. And they will trade those stocks all day, and that's it. They don't know anything about it. What's going on OTC. They don't know nothing about weed. They don't know nothing about a biotech play. That they just don't know nothing about that other shit. They just know about their 3 or 4, whether it be Tesla, Nvidia, or one of these other, stocks that just really puts up gains for them. That's really the best of the best do. And you can read books like Market Wizards and stuff like that. And again, I'm really, you got to just be careful with these trading books, because if you got something that works, you don't want to get your mind influenced on taking their strategy unless you don't have one, right? If you don't have one, then yes, go look and search and find something that you can adapt to make your own, or just take and make your own. But if you have one, just understand the book is just, these books are here to entertain you and to maybe take a lesson or two here from, but it's not for you to copy their strategy if you're not comfortable with it, and start playing around with what you're already doing that's working. Yeah, if that's how you make your money, again, look at your trading statement and say, hey, am I consistently generating, a monthly return on what I'm doing? If you're not generating any real return to make it valuable, then you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to be able to look at your account every month and say that I'm making real progress. I'm making real progress, because that's how over the course of 20, 25 years, 30 years, that's what gets you to, your 60s and your early, and then you can have a great retirement, or you can have you can be that person in your family that can make things happen for other people. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being that older person in the family that people avoid because you're either going to ask them for money, or you're somebody who can't do anything for them. You don't want to be that older person in your family. You want to be, hey, when grandpa so-and-so comes around, I'm going to get $20. I'm going to get $50. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that person in your family. That's the person you want to be. So anyway, I'm kind of long-winded with it, but you kind of know what I'm talking about. You just want to be able to know that you're having time work for you, right? By kind of reverse engineering where you want your account to be, over the course of 25, 30, 35 years. Yeah, there it is, Eban R. Stick to a few. Stick to a few. You really don't want to, because sticking to too many stocks is how I missed out on Netflix. How I missed out on Netflix, how I missed out on Tesla, how I missed out on AMD. These stocks that were doing incredible things, right? I can look at Nvidia on the weekly. Doing incredible things. Here's Nvidia 2019, right? 2018, nothing. Then boom, here's Nvidia. Going back to, I really wasn't even in trading at the time, but here's AMD. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. Here's a weekly chart. You want to see? I mean, I'd love to sell puts on this. Look at that. Couple losing weeks, but for the most part, I don't even look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart might just make me cry. Oh, Lord. They seem to just have figured it out sometime around 2016. They just figured it out. Here's Netflix. Look at that. Netflix going back to 2013. Few pullbacks, but again, they figured it out. There in 1 month, 16K plus. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't, whether late bloomer or not, man. As long as you're in the game. As long as you're in the game, late bloomer or not, as long as you're in the game, have something to leave for someone else in your family or whatnot. Because, when I'm looking at some of these older guys out here who are living and having a good life, to me, it's just whatever they saved from work and their investments. That's it. They're not taking in any income. In fact, you don't want to be those guys who's working in their late 70s, early 70s. So it's investments and savings and whatnot. Getting into these companies that that delivered. There's a CNBC article out there where it talks about the 55,000 Walmart millionaires in America. These are Walmart millionaires. These are people who all they did was buy Walmart stock, and they're millionaires. They're millionaires because of Walmart. And we know Walmart's been a publicly traded company for God knows forever, right? All the way back to the 1970s. They call them Walmart millionaires. So there's a Walmart millionaire that's, I just pulled up the charts. There are Nvidia millionaires and AMD millionaires and Tesla millionaires. Right? They're for sure. We know they're Tesla millionaires. They're Tesla millionaires on fucking YouTube. So there's a company out there that can make you rich on the salary you make now. Just be willing to be patient and track that and whatever and 3 or 4 other ones and fuck the rest. I used to think this was like a freaking science and like, I'm reading all these like heavy books and stuff. And it's really not that complicated at all. Not that complicated at all. Just a lot of human discipline. human discipline, just discipline in general, and just not letting your mind wander on a red day, because the mind can really do some crazy imagination on a red day. One red day will just have you thinking like you're about to lose everything. But yeah, guys, look out for a video on Airbnb this week. Definitely want to put out something to that, because Airbnb is what I think is going to be an incredible opportunity. I really believe that 2021 is going to be so good to Airbnb. This 2021 is going to be so good to Airbnb. Man, it's going to be so good to Airbnb. I really believe that. But we'll see. Nobody can predict the future. But we know that, the digital world is here. Has been here, but it's even just more important now than ever. Yeah, you got to, man, because some of the deep stuff, LRT, is in the books. Some of the deep stuff is in the books, because, you can only do so much in a YouTube video. But when you're reading some of these guys' books, some of these guys who've been trading for 30, 35 years, they'll put stuff in a book that they just can't put in a YouTube video or in an interview. Or, also read up on listen to some of these stock market podcasts, boy. These white folks be putting stuff in the podcast that be like deep as shit. Because the podcast, they only gets listened to by a select number of people. So they'll put some game in the podcast that they would never put on CNBC or some of these other things. So you got to, get up on that podcast stuff too. Some of these finance podcasts, So make sure you take in at least 1 or 2 episodes of that a day. But yeah, people sleep on these books. Say Airbnb is a falling life, but yeah, it's a falling life now. Oh yeah, now. Obviously, because people are excited and all that. But it'll come down. It'll come down. It'll come down. All right, guys. I don't know how long this stream was. It's not actually even telling me how long I've been going for. 2 hours and 17 minutes. I don't know why I felt like I was longer than that, but maybe it was just 2 hours. But yeah, guys, this is an exciting week. Shout out to all the people who are getting a shot. I honestly pray for you. I hope this turns out to be something that helps humanity, something that doesn't hurt humanity. If there are any evil intentions, I hope that those intentions fail and fail miserably. But we just don't know. We don't know what these people are trying to do. This is a moment that, unfortunately, the wicked among us have prayed for generations. Some of us on this planet see others as a detriment. They want to see a couple billion of us just vanish, because they really believe that the planet is at risk for total collapse unless 3 billion people just disappear right now. Right now, they want 3 billion of us to be gone right now. You got people out there who honestly believe that would be the best thing that ever happened to this planet, if 3 billion of us just vanished right now. So there's a real opportunity here. There's a real opportunity here for someone who is extremely wicked to now position themselves to make that a reality. Make that a reality. And we hope that's not the case. So we stay prayed up and we stay vigilant, because You know, we don't know. We don't know. You know, 3 hours. Okay. I appreciate you guys. All right. Let me get out of here, man. Let me get out of here. I'm going to go watch some Al Jazeera. Until next time, tomorrow is another trading day